What's happening? Peace and blessings to all my beautiful people. Welcome back to Top Notch Sports. Y'all know how we get it down. Listen, man, today we're going to talk Shedeur Sanders' first NFL action. But before we get into it, y'all know how we do it. We got to get to the intro. We're going to snap to that intro and pop right back. Let's get into it.
I got a load of stress, trapping this road to success. You learn how to cope with less. You just gotta hope for the best. All I know is press on toward tomorrow. Or I was chosen more. Been there from the start. Yeah. Press on, won't nobody vouch. Press on, until lowest amount. Press on, no need to pout. Press on, they counted you out. Press on, they did it for clout. Press on, you at your best when it's stress on. Turn up the heat, press on.
Yo, y'all know what time it is. Pressing on strong. Look, we back. We back and we here to stay. If you haven't done so, man, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Welcome back to Top Notch Sports Network. Y'all know how we get down. Listen, today we talking Shedeur Sanders' first start, man. We gonna get into this thing and we gonna break it down play by play. We gonna really assess the performance. And I will say, when taking everything into consideration, we must take everything into consideration. But when taking everything into consideration, my grade for him is a C plus, and I'll explain why. We're gonna go play by play and break this thing down. So let's not waste no time. Let's get into it.
In this down situation. Throwing on first down, and he's got a completion immediately.
So you see right off the bat, Shedeur doing what Shedeur do. I like the play call. It's quick, it's affirmed, it's get to it.
Lead is Cedric Tillman. How deep do you want to go with your drop back game, trying to push it downfield? Second down and 15. Sanders over the middle. He's got another completion. That's the first catch today.
So notice the first two calls is quick plays. Going into this third down, I want y'all to pay close attention to what happens.
David Njoku, a gain of 8. It brings up third down.
Let's find out what this young quarterback can do as well.
Third down and 8. Pressure.
Stop it right here. I want y'all see this fall receiver at the top of the screen. He should be running some type of quick slant or something. It should be a quick slant that he is running to where the ball should be out right now. I don't understand this play call. I don't understand the play call. To me, if he gets the ball right now, there's no reason why he doesn't get the first down. But it seems that they have him running deep routes. And then there is a drag. The tight end is running a low drag, but it's nowhere for the first down. So Shedeur is going to look for the first down.
Coming off the edge. Sanders in trouble, and he is dropped. Ball came out.
That ball needed to be out of that super fast, and the play call was not set up for the blitz. So to me, that situation right there, that's on the coaching. If you ask me, that is 1,000% is on the coaching. They should have anticipated that they were gonna it was gonna be hot. It was gonna be a blitz. They brought Hamilton on a safety blitz. Like, you got to anticipate that. You got to be ready for that. And you got to get a kid something quick to get the ball out of his hands quick. And I didn't see it there. I saw long negated routes. Now, I understand, like I said, I saw the drag, but the far wide receiver should have been running some type of quick slant or something underneath the other two that you had trips to the left. So that's just my opinion on the first drive. Let's get into the second drive.
He's ready for it. We are maniacs about development as Sanders has his pass broken.
Now, they showed that ball was a catchable ball. Judy, you got to pull that one in.
Up by Awuzie.
And it's for opportunities like this for Shedeur Sanders, where you got so many reps throughout the course of the season and practice that now you get a chance to go out there and execute.
Third down and 10. Sanders.
Now, I know y'all see. I know y'all see that. Good gracious. My boy getting blew up. So if you really pay attention and you watch this play slow, right? You watch this one slow.
He's ready for it. We are maniacs.
Let's watch this. Let's get to it. Hold on, my fault, y'all.
of the season in practice that now you get a chance to go out there and execute.
All right, so you see it's hot. Right here, you see nobody's open. Every receiver's back turned to him, and he's waiting for something to come open. He's going to try to hit this quick out here at the bottom of the screen.
Down in 10.
But by the time he decides, look, he's getting hit as he's releasing. That caused the ball to sail.
Sanders takes a big hit, and he's picked off. Intercepted on the play by Nate Wiggins.
So to me, in my opinion, watching it, closing it, slowing it down, he's literally, as he decides to make the right play and get the ball to the flat, he gets hit while finalizing the delivery, which then affects the throw, causes the ball to sail. The ball sails, ends up into an interception. Is that Shedeur Sanders' fault? That's a lot of pressure, man. That's under 2 seconds right there to get rid of the ball. So interesting. So we're going to watch the rest of it play out going into the last drive, which I thought was phenomenal when you take into the account of him not getting no reps. I mean, Shedeur even said in the press conference, and we'll get to that, Shedeur even said he's never even took a snap. He's never even took a snap with the center. He's never threw one ball to Jerry Jeudy all season long. He's going to say that this was his first time getting to throw Jerry Jeudy a pass all season long. This is ridiculous. So he has no continuity with the ones, none of that. So to be threw in and thrust in like that, to be looking at this performance, it is very important for us to take all of these things into consideration. And so when I take that into consideration, I see somebody who's just getting out there for the first time. Then you're going against a hot Ravens defense. This Ravens defense is on fire. They're the third best defense since week 6. Clock it. They're the third best defense since week 6, which is pretty phenomenal when you take that into consideration. So as we process it, we got to process everything. As we're processing everything and allowing everything to be processed through a real lens and not the, oh, I hate Shedeur or I really love Shedeur. Let's process it through a realistic lens. When we process it through a realistic lens, we got to take all of these things into consideration. Let's get to the final ones.
Back out on the field. Sanders rolling right, throws, almost intercepted again.
Right there. I mean, he's trying to sneak it in there. Hamilton's just a beast. You got to recognize, like, Hamilton is that guy. You can't make that pass right there in front of, that close to Kyle Hamilton.
Right, throws, almost intercepted again. He threw it right to Kyle Hamilton.
Keep an eye on these tight ends now. Fannin 44, Njoku 85.
Sanders rolling right. Now coming back the other way, steps up, and he's got the first down.
Big job right here by Shedeur. I love what Shedeur got going on right here. Pretty dope. The only thing I don't like is this. Shedeur, right now, you coming off an interception. We don't need to be celebrating about nothing but tutties.
Shedeur Sanders moving the chains for the Browns.
It's hard in third.
To me, the only thing we need to be celebrating is a touchdown right now. Like, let's lock in, because it ain't looking good enough for us to be throwing up the watch. My opinion. Just keeping it a buck.
Long against this Baltimore defense.
Sanders, pressure's coming.
Once again, beautiful spin out. But how do I spin out and have a whole nother DN 55 what you got going? 55 just totally gets blew up. So he spins out of the first pressure only to be right there with no chance of getting rid of the ball.
Spins away, but can't get away a second time. Shedeur is buried on third down. Keon Martin.
Once again,
back out on the field.
How is that his fault? Watching that, how is that his fault? So let's get into the last segment. My fault. I thought we
Sanders standing in the pocket way too long and throws it away.
And it forces Shedeur Sanders to have to figure it out post.
Once again, you see the Ravens are constantly sending the blitz. They not playing. They constantly sending the blitz. They turning up the heat, especially if it's any type of third and long. And you see him continuously getting into third and long. To me, if you watch the first part of the game, That is what Stefanski is trying his best to avoid with Dylan Gabriel, but for some reason I don't see the same consistency in the play calling, and I don't see the same consistency in the protection. That is just me. Let's watch.
3rd down and 12. Sanders steps up. Nobody there. He'll just run it, and he...
Right here, Shedeur gonna want this one back. Shedeur gonna want this one back, and the reason why I say he could have gotten the 1st down if he really just commits to running, getting up this sideline, because he actually steps out on his own.
Runs out of bounds. Few yards shy of a 1st down. 17 snaps today for Sanders as he's looking to go to the air on 1st down.
Junkins, you got to catch that. I mean, everybody's making a big deal about him only completing 4 passes, going 4 of 16. But let's be realistic, guys. Like, there's a lot of drop balls here and a lot of balls that should have been caught, and this is definitely one of them.
It's Judkins who lost the football. Wyatt Teller falls on it, and they're saying it was incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Sanders fires incomplete.
Another one that when they showed it up close, should have been a caught ball.
Looking for Fannin, who was looking for a penalty marker.
And I will give Fannin credit. I do believe that was pass interference.
It was Kyle Hamilton who had the coverage for Baltimore, and now it's 3rd down and long.
Jumbotron as well.
Let's see what the call is on 3rd and long. Do you just want to get out of here, or are you giving him a chance?
Sanders.
Once again, my boy ain't got no time to throw the football. Like, all of a sudden, the offensive line is just struggling. But what do we see in common? 3rd and long, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12, 3rd and 8. These things play a role. So what are we doing on 1st and 2nd to get him in more manageable situations? I felt like the game was called terribly. That's just my perspective.
Just throws it away, and out comes the flag.
There's no one out there.
It was Trenton Simpson applying the pressure, and this is going to be grounding against Cleveland. From the 35-yard line, Sanders on 1st down. Njoku is wide open. Instead,
You see that? They was ready to criticize. No, Njoku is wide open. No, he's not He's not Duncan Dillon. He's not Duncan Dillon. He's not just looking for the dunk. Now, he going to come to the dunk, but Shedeur's looking for the big play. And that's why I do feel if Shedeur gets the proper amount of time with the ones to get camaraderie and the right set of plays that really fit and match his strengths, we can really see the Browns flash because we know they got a stud defense. They got the best defensive player, arguably of the generation. Most definitely in the league. Myles Garrett is a monster. I've never seen anybody do Lamar like that. 4 sacks on Lamar was crazy by Myles Garrett. But if you watch this, like, Dillon doesn't make that. He throws to Njoku, not Fannin for the 25-yard splash.
deep to Fannin. Big play. Shedeur Sanders to Harold Fannin. A gain of 25.
And see if he wants to bring extra people right here, right now.
Sanders throws low.
Another one, pretty good throw. Good defense, but it was a catchable ball. You feel what I'm saying?
Oh, incomplete. Was looking for Jerry Jeudy, and Awuzie had the coverage for Baltimore. 2nd down and 10. Here comes the blitz. Sanders throws, and
They show this ball close up. It goes right through his hands. Got to make that catch for your young QB on 2nd and 10. Now we looking at like 2nd and 5. Got to make that catch.
it's incomplete. It was the rookie Malachi Starks coming untouched, and now it's 3rd down and long.
Wide receivers never see the pressure, though.
3rd down and 10. Sanders comes back the other way. Judy's open, and Jeudy breaks his 3 tackles, and he's got the 1st down.
Big play by Jerry Jeudy. That's why I say I really want to see Shedeur get a chance to really juice and deuce with them boys, because I can see him really slicing it up and really making some noise for Shizzle. I think that's dope right there. Like, how just to see the effort from Jeudy. Like, you could tell them boys was really fired up and they really wanted to see Shedeur shine.
1st down and 10 from the 30-yard line.
Showing blitz.
Drop 2 out.
Sanders steps up. He's going to run. Shedeur to the 25-yard line.
Beautiful. We got to see him do this more. This was beautiful. We got to see him be like, you know what? You got to be more of a runner than what you was at Colorado, especially with that current Cleveland situation with the offensive line. Like, you're going to have to be more of a runner. You're going to have to be assertive. You're going to have to do everything for real. Like, make plays, do whatever you can, move around, escape the pocket. So I love to see him be decisive and be like, you know what? I'm out of here. Let me get this fire real quick.
Jerome Ford, the running back, at the top of your screen. Sanders, pressure coming, spins away.
Beautiful evade of pressure. Now listen, 10 times out of 10, Shedeur Sanders scores a touchdown right here. And he had two receivers he could have hit. But I do believe this misfire right here, not only is it due to 98 putting on the pressure, you're going to see 98 begin to come up and put on the pressure. But I also believe it's due to just him not getting the proper reps. You know what I'm saying? And really being prepared to go in and play this football game. And so it's a little rust. Still a little bit of that rust being shaken off. But beautiful spin out. Like I said, I've seen him throw game-winning touchdowns with no more time on the clock off this same spin out. He did go into the back pedal, but nevertheless, beautiful.
Keeps it alive, throwing to the end zone, and it's incomplete. He had a man down there. Isaiah Bond was in the back of the end zone.
One thing about Shedeur is the moment ain't never too big for him. The moment ain't, they can say what they want to say about the performance, but if you watch, especially this last drive with the game on all the marbles on the line, it's 23-16. It's a minute and 8 seconds left. It's 3rd and 5. Watch this ball, y'all. He shows that he's a gamer. He's a gamer.
3rd and 5. Pressure's coming. Sanders looking for the end zone, and it is
got to be caught. It is got to be caught.
Incomplete. Nearly caught by Larvidan.
All right, and coming into the last play, once again, they blitz him or whatever. I don't understand the call. To me, it needs to be some type of hot screen or something right here, or something where you got the tight end going over the middle, exploiting this coverage. They do bring him across, but I feel like it should be more of like a sit. It should have been more of like a come drag and sit. But let's see.
Pressure's coming. Sanders fires, and it's broken up by Roquan Smith. And this.
So yeah, as we process it, the last drive showed me everything I needed to see. And if you're really assessing this through realistic eyes, you're like, okay, the kid had ice water in his veins with the game on the line. He came down with no fear. Eye of the tiger type stuff, heart of a lion type stuff. He came down and he, like, after missing that ball, he didn't miss a beat. He then put a ball straight on the money back shoulder. He put a back shoulder ball straight on the money, didn't hesitate, got rid of it quick, on point. Your wide receiver has to make that play. He didn't still. Line right back up, evaded the rush, tried his best. Dope performance at the end of the game. I think with more reps with the one, he does his thing. I think it's very important to listen to what Myles Garrett had to say about Shedeur Sanders. Let's tap into that.
Myles, I know you said that, last week you said, whatever, Kenny's doing with the offense quarterback, you leave them to do that, you take care of the defense. But when you see Shedeur kind of making his debut and, kind of like a high leverage moment like that, do you say anything to him maybe during the break, or do you say anything to him after the game?
For sure. I mean, just tell him to keep his head up. I know there was one drive in which he kind of walked off, and I saw him. He was putting his head down. I know he was kind of thinking about, I know he wants to make the play. He wants to, have that game-changing drive because, he feels like he has that ability, and, we've seen it. So, don't be discouraged from, one drive or two drives. It's a good, football team over there. So, just trying to keep him to, keep his confidence high, and keep on chasing that standard in which he set. And we're going to continue to support him. He spoke after the game, and he wanted to pin it on himself and his performance, but we're not going to allow him to do that. It's a team game, so we're all in this together.
I think it's very important to pay attention to what Miles said. He believes in himself. He knows he can play at a high level, and we've seen it. What Miles Garrett is telling you right there is that he's seen him play at a high level, and he believes that Shedeur can play at a high level. He got confidence in Shedeur, which is dope. Um, I think that's powerful, and I think it's gonna be real beautiful to finally see him get a whole week full of reps with the ones and know from the jump without a shadow of a doubt he's starter.
Entire team in the locker room after the game.
All right, so let's listen to Shedeur, and we're gonna play this last one, really for this reason and this reason only. We're gonna play this in closing, and I just want to shout out everybody that's right with us so far. Listen, Top Notch Sports here, Top Notch Sports. We do top notch things, and we coming back strong, y'all. I promise I'm gonna be consistent like never before, and we coming back strong. And listen, man, I love each and every person that tunes in, man. So if you're tuning in right now for the first time, or you tuning in and you're not subscribed, listen, subscribe. I promise you, I would love to have you be a part of the family. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon. I'm going to be constantly doing giveaways for all of my people and everybody who supports the channel and bless us to be able to do this for a living. So I'm going to definitely be feeding it back to all the beautiful people. So we're going to listen to this. We're going to listen to this Shedeur in closing. I want you to pay close attention to some of the things he says, and in closing, we'll kind of get into that aspect of things when we're talking about like, hold on, you mean to tell me this man never took a snap from the center? You know, he never got a shot to throw at Judy with the ones. Like, it's crazy. So let's listen.
To experience how it feels, you know, to even be out there with the team, with the first group, with everybody. So I'm truly was excited.
When did you know you're going into the game?
Right at halftime, so right before you see me, right when you see me.
What was going through your mind at that moment when you found out that you were gonna be out there leading the offense?
It's time for me to step up.
How do you think you played?
I don't think I played good. I don't think I played good at all. I think it's a lot of things, you know, we need to look at, you know, during the week and go and just get comfortable even throwing routes, you know, with Jerry and throwing routes with all those guys. So I think that was my first ball to him all year. Nah, but other than that, I just think overall we just got to go next week and understand so then we have a week to prepare stuff I like to do.
Shedeur, do you think
That was crazy. I know y'all heard it. He said this is his first time even getting a shot to throw the ball to Judy.
that if you play next week, if Dylan doesn't clear protocol, do you feel like if the game plan is designed for you and you get those first team reps, those starting reps in practice, that this is just going to be a whole different ball game for you when you get out there?
No, the most I can ask for is opportunity. See, like that's an uncontrollable thing that I'm not able to control, and that's not, you know, nothing I should speak on. Just being the quarterback of this team and this franchise, you know, they gave me an opportunity. I ain't do up to my expectation and enough to get us a win.
All right, beautiful. I always love, I love how he takes accountability and does what he does, like put it on his shoulder. Honestly, I don't think we could have expect much of a difference of a game of that magnitude. Like Baltimore, 1,000% needed this game. We got to keep it real and we got to be honest. Um, Baltimore needed this game. Baltimore lose this game, they're probably looking at being bounced out of the playoffs here in a couple weeks. And so that was a big division rivalry. You have no clue that you're going in the game, and then boom, you're thrust in there. This is your first time taking snaps from the center. This is your first time seeing Judy break on certain routes. So if you know if that's the case with Judy, he ain't getting the reps with Bond and any of the other guys, you know what I'm saying? Joe Cool, all of these guys, like he hasn't been taking the snaps. He hasn't been taking the reps. I mean, they said this was the first time that the offensive line even heard his cadence. These things are big. These things are major. So to be thrust into that level of an atmosphere and to be driving with a chance to win the football game and put together the drive that he did, I say That's why I gave him a C plus. Like, for sure there's some things that could have been done better. But if we really assess it from an appropriate standpoint, we look at the play calling and the position that they constantly put him in and the protection. Come on, guys. I don't care. You stick Tom Brady in there with that, you're gonna get some of the same similar results. So it is very important for us to keep it realistic. Hey, listen, man, shout out to all my people. We're going to be following this one close. Hopefully, we get to come back next week and show y'all a game where he just lights it up because he will get to start due to percussion protocol. Dylan Gabriel will miss the next game, so I'm excited to see what happens with that. Listen, we got more coming for you from Top Notch Sports. As always, man, y'all know what it is. It's Top Notch.
I got a load of stress, trapping this road to success. You learn how to cope with less. You just gotta hope for the best. All I know is press on toward tomorrow. Boy, I was chosen more. Been there from the start.